All right, hello, good evening, and welcome to another Fantastic Five interview series. My special guest this evening is Alexander Shaw. He's going to tell you all about himself and his military rank and so forth. My name is Ernesto Rodriguez. I'm the chief consultant for JAE Consulting. And, this platform is where we take the time to really develop it so we can encourage, motivate, inspire the next generation of leaders, entrepreneurs, or even military professionals. So my guest this evening is, again, Alexander Shaw. I'm so excited to get into the question set with him. Alexander Shaw, sir, your rank. Tell us a little bit about your background and, a little about your journey, how you got to this.
All right. Yeah, my name is Alex Shaw. I'm a retired lieutenant colonel, retired Army lieutenant colonel. Spent 27 years in the Army National Guard in a variety of different statuses, both active duty and what we call the M-Day side. Had a very, very unique set of jobs in the military. Did the traditional soldier stuff, was a former battalion commander, deputy brigade commander, but also have significant experience both as a civilian and as a military officer on Capitol Hill, having worked both in the House and the Senate. And I also did a significant amount of work with Army Force Management. So I like to jokingly tell people, but it's actually true, that I'm actually one of the few people in the Army that's actually built an Army. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. That 3-year stint was pretty cool. But I live in the DC area. I'm from originally from South Carolina, and go Gamecocks.
Yeah. There you go. Welcome to the area, and glad you're here. You definitely benefit us in this area by being here and serving the people of the community in the DC National Guard. So thank you for that. As you know, this is a Veterans Day series. So this is going to be about your whole military history. So what made you go into the military?
Well, I joined at 17 as a private E1, and I did that for more practical reasons than I did for inspirational reasons. My mother wanted me to go into the service. I wanted to go to college, and when I got the acceptance letter, the bill came with it. So we had to find a way to pay for it. And so I raised my hand to join the South Carolina National Guard. And 27 years later, an amazing journey unfolded, and that I'm very proud of. So yeah,
that's an amazing journey. So with that, I'm sure you've seen so many changes and trends over the years, and just like recently, the Army just changed the military uniform, PT uniform again. And even when I was saying the change then, I was in the uniform. What other changes and trends have you seen in your whole 20-something years in the military?
Yeah, so after I retired, I went to work for the Army as a civilian. So I do human resources for the Army, so I'm still there in a different capacity. But to address the question, in the last decade, the Army has decided to focus more on people, right? A lot of the things we do in the Army, you need equipment, you need supplies, you need all these things, right? But behind all of that hardware is people. And so we've invested billions of dollars in a variety of people things to make their lives better while in military service, and to make lives easier for their dependents, their spouses, and that sort of thing, the family that supports them.
Of course.
Right now, for example, you can go to an MOS school, and those MOS schools are now aligned to civilian certification standards. So if you're in HR, you can get an HR certification. The AG school down at Fort Jackson has an entire credentialing program. If you're military police, you go down to the military police school, and now you can easily transfer into federal law enforcement without doing a whole lot of retraining. If you're a cyber professional, you can do one term in the Army and walk out making $100,000 easily. We got fully funded education. We got better access to healthcare. And more importantly, we have done a magnificent job in eliminating the stigma of mental health and other medical injuries that you get while training. And so we basically had a whole cultural change in how to deal with those issues, and how to better, just better take care of soldiers. Our access to VA benefits after military service has improved significantly. And the process is a little bit more smoother and more fair. So yeah, we've had a lot going on. And on the active side, what you'll find is you've got more homesteading now. So if you get to the area in the country that you would like to stay for longer than 3 years, there are provisions now to do that. Maybe you got a kid in high school to stay there. So the Army has done a fantastic job over the last 10 years in trying to focus on people through its introduction of their people strategy. So
that is the best thing I've heard about the military in terms of changes in a long time. That right there aligns the war fighter right to the community. You can
absolutely.
That has been a challenge over the years. And I don't want to get off subject, but I am so glad to hear that that's taken place. So thank you so much for sharing that. Let me go to the next question. So what do you think makes for the best type of soldiers?
You know, one of the things that that I believe in is to apply one fundamental principle, right? And that is that if you have a job, if you actually do a job, what we want to be able to do is to do it well, right? Somebody once told me that the best job you have is the one you have right now. And if you do it well and do it with pride, you will go a long way. And I want to just repeat this quote here from Martin Luther King that said, if a man is called to be a street sweeper, he should sweep the streets even as Michelangelo painted, or as Beethoven composed music, or Shakespeare wrote poetry. He should sweep the streets so well that all that host in heaven and earth will pause to say, here lived a great street sweeper who did his job well. And that came from Martin Luther King. And I think that if we take all of our jobs and apply that principle, you know, you will do extraordinarily well in your time in military service, any job on the civilian sector, private sector, government, and that sort of thing. So yeah.
That's wonderful. You know, it's just one of my favorite quotes, and I'm glad you shared that, and we were able to capture it, because you definitely sound just like him.
I get a lot of that. I get a lot of that. Somebody just asked me last week, do I work on the radio? I was like, well, I don't have a radio job. You know, but I get the minister comparisons a lot, get the radio personalities a lot. So yeah.
You sound great. You sound great. So with that, how do you then best serve as a leader now, right?
Yep.
How do you best serve your soldiers?
One, you have to engage in active listening, right? I think a lot of times that we don't listen. We like to dole out advice. We're very quick to do so. And with the increasing use of social media, it's very easy to do now across pop culture, but you have to engage in a lot of active listening. You have to recognize that when soldiers come to you with a problem, they're looking to you to help them solve it. And then you have a responsibility to give them your best advice and to give your all in trying to bring whatever issue they bring to you to resolution. I think a lot of times, you know, leaders they're not aware because they may not have had the same experiences, they may not have had the same background. And so the conclusions that they come up with are quite, you know, it's a biased difference. Right. Because you don't understand where that soldier's been, where that soldier's coming from. And so you have to listen to what the soldier's telling you, and you have to take them serious. And I've seen a lot of leaders lose their jobs because they don't listen to what they didn't listen to what the soldier had to say, dismissed it as some problem that either they didn't have time for or something they could not believe. And I get calls from all over, literally all over the world, from soldiers, former soldiers to this day, seeking my advice and opinions about things. And even today, as a retired soldier, I try to, you know, listen to what they have to say and then point them in the right direction.
That's perfect, because that brings me to the next question right there. That's perfect. So what advice would you give to someone coming in the military today for the very first time? More of all the changes you've seen over the years, the trends and everything that's now, what would you say to them coming in now?
Right. So one, you got to take care of your body, right?
Yeah.
What you put in your body is only as good as how well you take care of it. And as I have learned these last 4 years, when I was battling a very serious illness, you have to take care of yourself physically and mentally. You have to do that.
Yes.
And oh, by the way, have some fun, right? Have some fun.
Yes.
Secondly, you have to have a curiosity about the way the world works, right? I think a lot of the problems that we experience, in the military or in society at large, is because we don't ask why enough. We don't ask, why are we doing it this way? Why is this happening? And I mean, just yesterday, somebody asked me, we were talking about some current event on television, and I said, hey, go watch a black and white version of Perry Mason, one of my favorite shows. Yes. And when you watch it, come back and talk to me, because these television shows are very instructive because they're written by people who have certain set of experiences. And these television shows give you a very instructive preview into what history was like back in the day. And it answers a lot of your why questions.
Yes.
Particularly when you go back to the 60s and the 50s and you see what was shown on television at that time. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't be surprised with what you see today.
Exactly.
If you learn to appreciate history and be curious about the world that's around you. So always just ask why. I think that's very instructive. And then, just pay attention to the world around you. A lot of stuff goes on around you, both good and bad. And what we hope to learn is that we hope to learn lessons from the bad things that people do. Well, I'm not going to do that. And then we hope to adopt the good things and modify them to our own personal situations, our own personal circumstance. But we hope to adopt the good things that people do. And I always tell people, be the example. We live in a world where we've got these cell phones now, and people are always watching.
Right.
And you have to be an example. You have to, in order to maintain your credibility, you have to be an example, because people will destroy that credibility with this little device right here. And so, yeah.
So just so you know, sir, Lieutenant Colonel, my students ask me why, they gotta be pushing up Earth.
Wow.
Guess I said so. Nah, sir.
Roger that.
Excellent advice, sir. Excellent advice. And I have to ask this last one, which is a juicy one. Obviously, when people pass away, we can leave, this riches, the money, the chains, the cars, the houses to the next generation. But if you weren't able to leave any of those, you could only leave 3 principles behind for succeeding in life, in the military, or whatever. What 3 principles would those be, and why?
Well, the one, like I just got through saying, man, you've got to be the example, right? People look to you, people emulate you, people want to be you or be like you, and so to the extent that you can do that, the better. The only thing that you have left when you leave this earth is your name and your reputation, right? And so associated with that, live a life of service. Serve others. Just like you said, you can't take those things with you to the grave, and you probably don't have any money to leave behind. But what you do have to leave behind is a legacy, right?
That's right.
And it could be a legacy of service, a legacy of helping others. And trust me, I get a lot of feedback from a lot of different people because of the service and the things that I do to help others. So you want to be able to do that. And at the end of the day, remember, nobody wants to remember you for being a liar, a cheat, a thief.
Right.
So you always got to do the right thing. Treat people with dignity and respect. What I've found is that those things, I get a lot of things done in the Pentagon because of that. So you treat people, build relationships, take care of people, network. And you're not networking for yourself and your own ability to get things done, but you're networking because you can have a reach back capability to pass on to somebody else. And if you allow me to give an example of that,
Please.
I have a very good friend of mine that I've known since 2009 from Tampa, Florida. I've known her brother longer than that. And of course, I cheer for the Washington football team, who ain't doing too good right now. But so far this season, I've been to every home game. And so Brianna and her friends came out to the tailgate, because we tailgate every Sunday, and then there's a home game. And out there in that group of people is a doctor who is a nurse practitioner. And it just so happens that Brianna's sister is trying to complete this program so she can ease her way or get access to medical school so she can become a medical doctor. And here it is at my tailgate, there's a doctor, nurse practitioner who works for the chancellor of the University of Baltimore in Maryland, right? And so we were able to hook those two people up at a football tailgate, right? And now Brianna's got, somebody at the top echelons of the medical profession in Baltimore, Maryland, that she can reach to help her and guide her with her journey. So these networking opportunities, whether it's a birthday party, office party, whatever the case is, these networking opportunities are very, very valuable. And like I said, none of it benefited me. It benefited other people. And that's what it's all about. And I think, on the final point, leave your ego at the door. It's not about me, right? It's about all the other people around you that need help, need access, need opportunity.
Selfless service. You are an awesome person. And I know people don't know your story and how you battle, with physical ailments and whatever, but you are proof that if you put your mind on something and you believe in something and you have that faith, determination to fight, the grit to move through anything, you will find success on the other side. And I am so glad that I know you, because I've seen your struggle. And now I look at you now. Now it sounds good. Look at me now. Yeah, look at me now.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. You and I have a mutual friend, Kalia Jackson. I think she's done some work with your nonprofit as well.
Absolutely, yes.
Community activities. But Kalia used to come to the hospital when I was at the height of stuff, and she used to come to wash my hair.
Remember that.
Those are the kinds of friends that you want around you.
Yes.
So those are the people that really care. And as I am talking about it now, I'm actually a little moved, because she actually did come to the hospital literally almost daily, and many others. But she would come literally say, "I'm coming back tomorrow so I can wash your hair."
I remember either you or her posting that. I just, I always had a lot of respect for her back when we were in uniforms. I have a lot of respect for her now. So now that she's now taking a seat as one of the directors in my now, because of that work that she does. And I know that it's in her heart. She's not doing it to get any recognition or any money. It's just in her heart. I want to be around people like that. You know what I mean? I want to be around people like that. So this has been wonderful. I won't take up a lot of time. It's supposed to last 5 minutes, but we don't care about time. That's we trade the standard, not the time.
There you go.
There
you go.
Tom, y'all hear my dog barking in the background. This is live, so this is what it is, right?
That's all right. That's all right.
We adjust. So thank you, sir. Again, my name is Ernesto Rodriguez. I'm the Chief Consultant for JAE Consultant. My very special guest, Lieutenant Colonel retired Alex Shaw. Sir, last word for you, and if people want to get in touch with you, I know you're on social media, where will they find you?
Oh, you find me on the on Facebook at Alex Shaw. I'm there. Washington, D.C. And I won't give out any other personal information here. But tell them to call
you. On Facebook?
I'm on Facebook. It's the only social media platform I'm active on, and on LinkedIn.
So which means that if you want to get to them, you got to come through me. So find me as a friend and look for my friends. You find Alex Shaw. Got it?
There you go.
Sir,
there you go.
Happy Veterans Day to you. God bless you and your family.
Hey, same to you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And I'll definitely be in touch.
Truly my pleasure. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.